Welcome to After Dark at the Fixed Ops Roundtable, featuring Cara Delayne and Ted Ings. This episode is brought to you by BG Products, partners beyond products. And now for your hosts, Ted Ings and Cara Delayne.
Welcome to After Dark at the Fixed Ops Roundtable, and look at our guest tonight, Ted. I think this is going to be a good conversation.
Cara, I have a feeling that tonight we're going to learn a little bit about Texas and a little bit about New Jersey. What do you think?
I think you're right.
All right. So we have two exciting, amazing guests. First time on the After Dark show, we want to welcome Eric Foster from Dealer Vantage, who is brand new with the Fixed Ops Roundtable. We're looking forward to hearing from Eric and all he's got. And then Allie Peters is with us from Cavender Automotive Group, one of the automotive news. Allie, am I saying it right? Top 40 under 40?
That's right. Yes, sir.
All right. So Allie's the Fixed Ops Director there, and a lot of stuff coming in. And Tony Owens, good evening. Let's go. And Cara, I guess that's a sign that we're going to be live tonight.
We are live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So everyone watching us tonight, please share the video, repost the video, and comment down below for our guest. And as usual, we have a little guessing game here at the end. So stay tuned for that.
All right. So what kind of trivia guessing game do you have for us tonight, Miss Cara?
We are following suit with last week with our Guess Who game. So it's pictures of infamous people that have been on the roundtable or the After Dark show that you might recognize, but all their pictures are from the 80s.
Why do they have to be infamous? I'm just curious.
You know, because everybody on the roundtable is just amazing. They're all famous to me.
All right. I know we had the one.
You're famous now.
That's what I always wanted.
Right. So, Allie, you weren't around in the 80s, though, right? No.
I was born at the very end. I'm an 88 baby.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now, Eric, I don't think you were.
I was 88 as well. So when we get my 80s picture, it's, me having some formula there.
All right. Now, we were just talking in the green room about this person who's in the chat saying hello, all Tully Williams. Allie, you've met him, right?
I did. Hi, Tully.
All right. So the stores you run are some of the same franchises. Would you tell us about that Tully's got as well?
Yes, absolutely. So I am with Jaguar and Land Rover in San Antonio, and I know that we are the same with that. Tully has his toe there too.
All right, good. All right. So a lot coming up. Real quick, the reason we're doing all the 80s stuff, everybody, in case you have been in the dark for the last few months, is we have a big event coming up in May. It's Fixed Ops Roundtable, Cara, number 20, and it's back to the 80s.
Yes, I'm super excited. We're finally rounding the corner. It's May 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. So if you haven't already got your complimentary tickets to the virtual show, you can get them right after tonight's After Dark at fixedopsroundtable.com.
And there's Tully to Cara's right there. Cara and Tully is one of the anchors of the event, along with Sarah Van Dyne and Ed Roberts. And looking forward to seeing them also at our coming up pop-up events, Cara. And this gentleman in the chat we're going to meet next week, David Reinecke. David, good evening. Welcome. Got your email a little earlier today. And Cara, I want to thank our exclusive sponsor for tonight's show as well, BG Products, partners beyond products. We want to thank them for all they do for the industry. BG Products, by the way, is not only the exclusive sponsor for the After Dark show, but we're going to announce that BG Products will be the also exclusive sponsor for all of the pop-up events that are coming up now with the Fixed Ops Roundtable. And Cara, we have one coming up in like 3 weeks, right before the 80s event.
Yes, it's on May 11th in St. Augustine, Florida at Ed Roberts' Bozard Ford Lincoln store. And so we're super excited and thankful to BG for sponsoring us.
All right, cool. So wonderful stuff. So Allie, give us a little the backstory. You're in automotive retail. What do you do at Cavender? And, tell us maybe how you got in the industry and how you ended up here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm the Fixed Operations Director at the Jaguar Land Rover store in San Antonio with Cavender Auto Group. I have been with the group for about a year and a half. And prior to that, I worked my way up the business. So I graduated right when we were coming out of this recession and jobs were a little harder to find. And my cousin actually did an internship with a group out of the Dallas area that was tied to the business school at A&M. And she called me on her second week and said, Allie, this job is all about people and all about staying busy. And so I applied and I fell into the business. So been in it for just over 12 years now. primarily in fixed ops, service advisor, service manager, got to open a fixed ops BDC. I sold cars for a little bit of time and realized that I was made for fix. I got to come back and now just continuing to grow my umbrella and the opportunities that I have.
Cindy Reynolds, good evening to you. How about that? A female fixed ops director. And Allie, congratulations. There's, probably not many or not enough nearly, of course, fixed ops directors.
Right. Not enough, I think, is exactly right. So it's been fun. And just really over the past 2 to 3 years, getting to know other people in the space outside of my, Texas window, like we were talking about earlier. And my eyes are being open to there are more of us out there. There's still not enough. And so I'm always looking to just train the next round of ladies that are going to come into this business.
I love it. And Cara, you're from Texas as well.
I am. Even though, I'm from Texas, but Allie's still about 3 to 4 hours away from me.
Right. Yes.
So, I want to get the perspective of Eric, who's right here, my homie here in Jersey. So, Eric, do they have a bit of an accent, would you say, when they speak?
I think Cara's got a little one.
Okay. All right. So,
no way, y'all.
So we had an event, Eric, in Allie in January called the Wild West, and Cara was excited about that because she says, I'm going to be right at home. I don't know if you know Cara, Mark Mickens, good evening to you as well. Cara is from Lubbock, Texas originally, and Cara, you got to really embody that Wild West thing for that event.
Yeah, now that we're into the back to the 80s event, I wasn't born in the 80s, so I have to do a lot of acting. But with the Wild West event, I didn't have to act at all. I was just me. I fit right in.
So, Eric, my big challenge was finding a cowboy hat here in New Jersey. All right. I mean, that, not easy to do right up here in North Jersey. So
I got to say, I'm from South Jersey, home to the longest continually running rodeo in the United States of America, Cowtown Rodeo, about 2 miles from me. So there's some cowboy hats to be had all the way over here in New Jersey.
Ted, why haven't you told me this?
I didn't even know that, Cara. I just learned that tonight from Eric. Eric, okay, so give us some backstory. Eric, what do you do in automotive?
Absolutely. So I am the co-founder and president of Dealer Vantage. What we do is we provide customer and data insights to fixed operations managers to help them do what they do best, service more vehicles. And our specialty is on enabling more customer pay work.
So, Allie, I got to tell you a funny story. The first time I met Eric, he had his team, and they were all in the boardroom in a conference room. Steve Apicella, you could appreciate this. You've met Steve as well, right?
I have, yes.
Okay, all right. By the way, this is a very short comment from Steve, so it might get longer.
Thank you.
Over the course of the show. But so when I first met Eric, he said, we work with dealers on the insurance side of the business. And I said to him, we're the fixed ops roundtable. I would think maybe some of that would be in the F&I department. And Eric stopped me in my tracks, Allie, and he said, oh, no, we work with fixed and here's how we do it. So Eric, give us a little bit of the backstory. Tell us, some of the stuff you do, because I thought that was fascinating. And as soon as I heard it, it clicked for me.
Absolutely. So we have an interesting entrepreneurial journey to how we got here. We started in the embedded insurance space, and really what we found is that the greatest value that we can add to dealerships is not about revenue sharing or trying to spiff sales reps to incentivize them to sell more insurance. It's really about the data that we can gather from an insurance process. Specifically, we focus on insurance verification. And to talk more about what we do there is we're able to see all the vehicles that are registered for the household from our process. And then we're able to feed that back to the dealership so that they can reach out to customers and say, hey, I know you got this car you're servicing with us, but you have the same manufacturer at home. You can bring that in even if it's off warranty.
Wow. Okay. And this fellow in the chat, Joshua Evans, you know him as well.
I do. He's one of our team members. He's at home right now. We let him go early.
All right. Well, so anyway, Allie, I was impressed with Eric's knowledge on the fixed side and how all this fits in. And Nick, this applies to parts as well over to you over in Colorado as well. But Allie, I thought it was a great fit, and it is proving to be. So Eric is going to be on the show. First time we're like you on the Fixed Ops Roundtable in May coming up. So.
Oh, yeah. Congrats.
Now
Okay, so Allie, you've got a
40
panel
under
coming.
40.
Right, there we go. Allie, tell us about your panel because that's pretty interesting as well.
Yes, I'm so excited. So, May 3rd at Digital Dealer, I have the honor to join a number of incredible, just knowledgeable, passionate individuals that are going to represent all of the really the trees of what we do. So fixed ops, marketing, we're going to have BDC there, we're going to have sales, all of these people who just have been through it and want to help everyone who comes to see us. So it's, if you've got a problem, I'll solve it. And so you definitely should come out. It's going to be a very interactive, more kind of a mastermind session where the people who are coming to us get to really navigate through it. And so I'm super excited. I can't wait.
Cara, how did Eric Barbosa do that? He just changed his profile picture. I could so swore I just saw him on there with Mrs. Barbosa.
Well, I think this first one was LinkedIn. Now he's on Facebook. He's everywhere. Anybody that knows him knows that. He's everywhere.
He is everywhere. And Allie, I enjoy what he's doing now with Cavender because he's bringing that social media presence over to the to Cavender Auto Group. And by the way, I think that's going to be a great fit. So
I'm excited. Yes, we're very, very happy to have him.
So tomorrow, Eric is going to be here with me, and we're going to be talking about some studies he's done in the industry. So I'm excited about that. This gentleman in the chat is also from a company in Texas. We're outnumbered here tonight for a little bit, Eric. Tracy from a company called Traction. And I don't know if you know them, but Cara, you know them, I know as well.
I do. They're up in Dallas, and they do something with tires. Everything to do with tires.
Speaking of tires, Tracy, and by the way, you guys do a great job, with tires. Our industry as a whole, though, for dealers, we don't do a great job, right? And, Allie, I think Tully said, we might sell, $2,000 worth of tires or $3,000 worth. And I think Tully's statement today was we make like 14 cents on that. But it's all the things that go with the tires, that really make fixed ops click.
Absolutely. Tully's right.
Tully's right. So, and it's all about the hours and it's the stuff that we need, right? The tires, really, everything starts with that. So,
right. It's an incredible retention tool.
Yep. So,
people say where they buy tires.
Yeah, exactly. So, Tracy, appreciate you and all that Dave Boyle and Traction does as well. So fascinating stuff. So I'm interested in your perspective, Allie, on the industry. More women getting in, it was tough many, many years ago. It's been a male dominated industry, Eric, no question, right? Going back, forever. But what's your perspective now? Are those opportunities changing, increasing? What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll tell a quick funny story. So when I was born in 88 and my legal name is Alex. My middle name is Andrea. And my mom, she tells me that the reason she did that is she didn't want anything to hold me back from doing what I wanted to do when I grew up. And so if that meant I wanted to be a doctor, if that meant I wanted to be a lawyer, she said I wanted the people to go to the yellow pages and say, Dr. Alex Cook or Lawyer Alex Cook, see the great reviews, and then me get the business that way and not have any deciding factor on the fact that I had a female name. And so we laugh now because I'm not a doctor and I'm not a lawyer, but I did end up in a very male dominated industry still. So I go by Allie. I've gone by Allie most of my life, but I think she had the foresight to know that this is something that I was going to end up doing. And so I would definitely agree. I think that the opportunities are becoming so much more available now than they were. I feel like I kind of started as the industry was changing. And so as I've worked my way up, I haven't really had as many challenges as I think the people that have come before me. But I am seeing, I know Eric's talked about that, 50% women. So I am a huge, huge fan and an advocate for ladies being able to become leaders in this business and not be held back by the things that we were held back in the past.
And, traditionally, you wouldn't hear of as many women dealers, or dealer principals and leaders. And you know what, now more of that is happening. So, that's really the direction it needs to go. Cara, what's your perspective as a woman in automotive from many years now?
Yeah, so I think I'm kind of in agreement with Allie. You know, I got into the business once it had kind of taken a turn for the better, I would say. And I used to work for Eric Barbosa, and he's a huge component of encouraging women, young people, whoever it may be, to work in the automotive industry. And so I've had great mentors like him, like you, Ted, and many others that have never painted a negative light that I was a female in this industry, but almost kind of gave me a runway or a springboard to just excel even further. So I think it's only going to get better, but I know that many women that came before us had to, you know, go over many hurdles to get to where we are today.
Mm-hmm.
So Eric, funny story. We did an event last May on the Roundtable. It was our last May was May the 4th. Yeah, that was the Star Wars episode, okay, where you were Princess Leia for the 3 days. But Eric, Cara did a panel at her dealership group with all women from the dealership, and she put that whole panel together. And the way you orchestrated that, Cara, I thought was really interesting. You had everybody at different stations, and that was amazing how you got everyone to get the perspective on there. So.
Yeah, it was really neat because we did have so many ladies at that dealership. You know, I brought them all back to the studio. We had a big studio there, and I kind of put them all in cubicles. And it was funny to have that many women in one room, you know, all with the same common goal in mind. And we had, you know, service advisors, salespeople, accounting, marketing, whatever it may be, all over all three of those dealerships, all in the same room, advocating for the same thing. So it's pretty powerful.
Eric, so these are the big conversations that are happening in retail right now: culture, women in retail, and you know, also, you know, things like work-life balance, right? These are all conversations that we didn't have, you know, a long time ago, and that's kind of worked its way into the Fixed Ops Roundtable, Allie, right? And yes. Eric, these are big conversations to be had.
I think that's fantastic. There is nothing better than progress. Progress is important, and it's good to see it. I'm happy to be here. It's good to see you. And I gotta be honest. I was doing my homework on Allie beforehand, and holy moly, you're impressive. So I understand why you're doing what you're doing. So good for you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so the folks who are in the chat now, Sean and Tiffany Kingry, that's another team there. Sean runs fixed operations for an automotive group in Wisconsin, and Tiffany is F&I, and she's run the entire F&I department for, I think it was 25 dealer groups. So, you know, husband and wife in fixed ops. And, you know, Sean, who says that fixed ops and F&I can't get along, right? So, I mean,
they're proof. They're living proof.
That's right. No one says that ever, Ted.
But the person before, Cara, the thing I want to mention, the person before was Robert Migliaccio. So, Eric, Robert Miggs works for, he'll be our keynote speaker, by the way, on May 15th when we open the event. He works for Liza Borges, who is Carter Myers Automotive. And actually, Liza is going to open the entire event. And she's got about 25 dealerships. Again, a woman dealer. And Sean Butler, you know this as well. And I don't know if you know Liza, but she really embodies, you know, all the greatness that's out there. So. Allie says, I think that's a big win. So
yeah, that's huge. That's awesome.
Cara, I'm thinking back now to, you know, I'm seeing Sean Kingry, and I'm thinking that was 1 year ago. You were Princess Leia on the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
It was 1 year ago, and I know on my Facebook, I'm getting all the memories popping up. I'm walking around the dealership lot dressed as Princess Leia, and you know that the staff there and all the customers were like, what is wrong with this girl?
Right now, so I don't think Eric has seen that, and I don't think Allie has seen it, but I'm looking right now over on the side, and I see we've got a video loaded up from that event, the promo you did last year with R2D2. Could I show that real quick?
Oh, go for it.
All right, so this is an event we did last May, and this is Cara Delayne, our Cara Delayne right here, dressed up as Princess Leia with BGD2. Oh, Allie, you got to appreciate that. And here's the video.
The automotive industry is so volatile right now, and we are relying on fixed ops departments around the galaxy to help us win this battle. Spread the word that the next Fixed Ops Roundtable virtual event will be May 17th, 18th, and 19th, and everyone can reserve their complimentary seat on the Fixed Ops Starship now at fixedopsroundtable.com to take part in this 3-day mission. This is our most desperate hour. Help me, Fixed Ops Roundtable, your automotive's only hope.
watched it.
The most iconic video.
That was incredible, Cara. Oh, I love that so much.
And the guy in the chat right now was the GSM at the store I was walking around at. So he's justifying that he loved it. So thanks, Sergio.
Oh my gosh.
People I think I can talk about that forever, Cara, but
I will now. Now that I've seen that, I will always talk about that.
So I wanted to share that. But Cara, how did you do the we say R2D2, but we named him BGD2. How'd you do that?
Yeah, so that was actually a real life R2D2 that's like verified by Star Wars. And Eric Barbosa, who I worked for at the time, he is a nerd for Star Wars. Like, if you know him, like, he loves Star Wars. And his cousin is like a huge advocate for Star Wars and is like certified through them. So he goes to like all of the conferences and stuff for Star Wars, and he built that.
Oh my God.
And Star Wars, like the corporation or whatever it is, verified that R2D2. And so he goes to like these events and different things with all of these people from Star Wars. So he brought it down to me in Madisonville and let me borrow it for a day. So it was really awesome.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And you filmed a lot of content in one day. So
I did. Yes. He had it. He was remote. It had a remote control and it was an Xbox controller. And so he could like press all these buttons and make it make sounds, and it would like drive around. And it was so crazy. I was so impressed of how he built this thing to be so real.
Wow.
So Eric, all of the Fix Ops Roundtables have a theme. We've started that about 3 years ago. And everyone, you know, we did Back to the Future a couple years ago. We did the Jumanji event at the end of 2020. Sean Kingry is a huge Star Wars fan, as you know. Cara, he's got all the lifelike figures as well. Okay. But every one of them has a theme. All right. And so Cara really studies, because I'm not a big Star Wars geek. She studied that, and she like studied like for like you were doing a full movie, right?
I felt like I was back in college. Like I was taking notes while I'm watching, and Star Wars are not short movies.
And there's a lot of them.
I'm binge watching Star Wars, taking notes, watching YouTube, all sorts of stuff to try to embody all of these Star Wars characters that I dressed up as.
So at this event, also, we're going to have another person that Cara has embodied in some way. I just got word today that Bob Taska is going to be on the show, Cara. And Bob Taska, of course, is a long association with BG. He's got 17 dealerships around the country. Tully, I agree with it. Unbelievable. But you also got to dress up in Bob's racing suit because he's got that car, right? The funny car, and he holds a world record. Tell us about that, Cara.
Yeah, that was one of the coolest things I've ever gotten to do. I mean, obviously R2D2 is really cool, but to completely switch gears, Bob Taska actually sent me his real racing fire suit. So that's what I'm wearing in this picture. And I was under high stress when I had it because they mailed it to me, and I was on a time crunch because he needed it back before his next race. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, I feel like I have this guy's livelihood in my hands, and why did he send it to me? And so I'm running around the dealerships, filming all of this content in his racing suit there, and made sure I got it back to him as quick as possible. I remember I stayed at the dealership till midnight that night, filming in the Recon Center while it was empty. Yeah.
So Bob is going to be back with us at this event. Allie is speaking. Eric is speaking. I'll show the promos shortly. But Cara, we've got some trivia coming up for this event as well.
We do. So if everybody's been watching lately, we've been playing a new game called Guess Who. And different people that are regulars on the Fixed Ops Roundtable or After Dark have been sending us in pictures from the 80s, and we're trying to guess who they are. Some are pretty easy, and other ones I would have never guessed. So I think we have 4 tonight. So let's see if you guys can get them. And if you're watching live, make sure to comment down below so that you help Eric and Allie out tonight, because I don't know if they're going to know these.
Yeah, so. Audience is going to have a best shot, I think, at knowing these. By the way, and I think 80s is just long enough, Cara, that people look really different from the 80s to today, right? So.
Oh, definitely.
Eric and I both do.
Except Jeremy Stevens. He looks the same.
Okay, here is the first one. Let's see if you guys know who this is.
And this is a regular on the roundtable?
This is a regular. He
Give
is
hints?
he's very vocal about his career in automotive, and I will say his position is not something that we normally hear much of a voice from in the automotive industry.
And Sean Kingry, this is a good friend of yours as well, right?
Is he a technician?
Oh, Robert Biggs just got it.
Yes.
Oh, it's Marco.
Yeah.
No, I don't know Marco, but thank you, Robert.
Thanks, Robert.
It's Marco. There he is. Wow.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Way to go, Robert.
Allie, do you know Marco?
No. Well, actually, no, I do not. But I saw something of his just recently, either today or yesterday. So it was, y'all were, either he posted his picture and y'all were talking about bringing a voice to people who don't normally get represented. So,
Yep.
So
I didn't know
he
his
is-
name. I just knew tech.
He is one of the founding members of the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
Oh, wow.
Because he convinced me to help start. And by the way, you mentioned that other conference you went to recently. That was born out of the Fixed Ops Roundtable too. Okay.
Oh, I love
So
it.
Marco actually is so instrumental. And then you see the quotes there, WWMD. Cara, what does that stand for?
What would Marco do?
We ask,
Oh.
what would Marco do in most cases? So I think we have a
Okay.
promo with that coming up too, I think shortly. So we
Aw,
love him. Yeah.
cool.
All right, here's the second one.
Ooh.
I don't think I would have gotten this one. No chance I would have got this one.
All right.
Robert,
Sean Kingry.
help.
Exactly, Robert, the technician of the stars, Marco, right. But
Oh,
this guy is
guys.
another famous person in fixed ops, really famous. And if you do your homework, Allie, everything we do today in fixed ops really was born with what this gentleman brought to market. That multi-point inspection, Allie,
Mhm.
the electronic MPI.
Yes.
Here he is. This is the father of the modern day MPI electronically. He brought it to life, and he was on a panel. He's on every single roundtable. Okay. But he was on a Legends panel we did last fall, Cara, and he told us a story of how they developed that. And I wonder
Robert
if anybody
thinks
can
it's
guess.
Stephen Apicella.
Stephen Apicella.
Oh my gosh, I feel so unprepared. I feel so bad. I don't know these people, but I might when you say this name.
You're gonna recognize him when I show you his picture.
I wonder if Tully
Okay.
would know, but yeah.
I know. Come on, Tully, help me out.
All right.
Here we go.
Oh, okay.
Over.
Okay, yeah, I would not have been able to guess that. Oh,
Tracy.
Good
So
job.
Tracy's boss, David Boyle, worked with David.
I met David.
Worked with Les Silver. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I met David last month as well.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
good
All
times.
right. Here is our third one.
Oh boy.
oh, I can't see that picture. His name tag. I don't know if it's a name tag or where he works.
Yeah. Right. Can
So
you see his
someone
name
in a shop.
there? Yep.
That's a shop uniform.
Are we allowed to
That's
phone
a
a friend on
shocking.
these?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. Is it someone we've said already?
No.
No.
But
Okay.
he's at every Fixed Ops Roundtable. He'll be at this one as well. And he actually works with Tully. Not every day, but he provides a lot of training to Tully and his staff and to a lot of dealerships around the country on fixed ops.
Oh wait, training.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were just talking about training yesterday with
High energy.
okay.
Sean Kingry would know this person very well. So
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I feel like it's, and I could be way wrong, but I feel like it's on the tip of my tongue. I was just on the phone with someone. Who's John?
yeah, it's John
John who?
Fairchild.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah.
He lost all his hair.
Okay, I promise I'll do my homework next time if I get to come back.
Yeah, John's a great automotive fixed ops trainer, service trainer. So
Yeah.
Just-
That's
wonderful
incredible.
job.
Oh, that's so fun.
that's pretty good.
All
Mr.
right.
Fairchild.
We have one more
Any
here.
more?
Looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I feel like I can't like zoom in without looking weird.
I know that I keep wanting to look really close, but then it's just like right on the forehead.
Well, okay.
Sean Kingry knows this guy.
I know this guy really, really, really well.
Really, really well.
Yep,
Do I know this guy?
you do.
Is this guy someone? How do I? That's not Eric.
Nope.
Okay, so I know someone else very, very well. Oh, is it Ted?
Right, that is
We don't have
Ted.
a mutual connection.
She's like racking her brain for everyone she knows.
That might have been the one we should have got.
Oh my gosh, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That is so funny.
Allie got invite back with the Arnold Schwarzenegger comment, right? I think she knew all along.
Every week, she come back every week. All the time.
Hyped Ted up.
Oh my gosh, that's fun.
But
That was
Allie, I still got my
Yeah.
hair, right?
No,
So,
absolutely. Unlike the rest of those folks, you still got it.
that's right. Everybody else lost their hair, which does not bode well, Eric, for fixed ops, right?
Oh no, you have to. Yeah, take your vitamins or have someone else.
All right.
Oh, that
So,
was fun.
big event that we have coming up, everybody. It's in May. It is the Fixed Ops Roundtable Back to the 80s event, and announcing tonight that Eric Foster will be a guest speaker at the Fixed Ops Roundtable. Allie Peters is going to be a guest speaker on a big panel that she's appearing on with Sarah Van Tyne. And that leadership panel, Allie, great stuff on that. So congratulations on that.
I'm excited. I love to talk about it. It's fun.
Yep. And it's going to reach a lot of people here because, Cara, we've got a lot of people coming to this thing already. So
We do, and we still have a few weeks to go. So
it's 4 weeks from today, everybody. I think we passed the 900 mark on Friday. So, and most people sign up near the end. So it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, May 15th through the 18th. It's 9 to 4. Is it virtual? Yes, but you know what? You could watch it on your phone. You could watch it on the computer. You could watch the replay. But there's going to be so much talent on here that you do not want to miss. Fixed Ops Roundtable number 20, and grateful to everybody who's helped put that together, including all the folks who are here tonight.
Thank you.
So super.
Arnold Ted Ings.
Ah, there it is.
I like Robert Miggs too. I like him a lot.
Man.
Well, thanks, guys. Great stuff.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you guys both for being on with us tonight. This was a really fun show. Thanks for playing along with our Guess Who game. And thank you to everyone watching live with us tonight and sharing our content and interacting with everything that we do at the Fixed Ops Roundtable. And like Ted said, make sure to get your tickets at fixedopsroundtable.com. And we will see everyone on Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.